for more videos.
Welcome back, everybody. Drake Hawkins again. We're back playing some Distant Worlds 2 in the second great and bountiful human empire. We've got this place under wraps now. We've got our the Sakuran online. We've got our ships converging up here. We were looking at potential wars here, or urgently wanting to do some wars here, but our economy is absolute trash. Now, I think we're going to look at some design alterations, some design replans. Missiles upgrade and projectile batteries upgrade. Both of those will be very important. Yeah, those are our main weapon upgrades there. And then we have that other point defense thing, which is somewhere right here. Advanced point deflectors. That would be good to get. Advanced point deflectors would be something that we might be able to stealth. We'll steal. Advanced point deflectors. Dual supremacy? Advanced point deflectors? No. How about the Umwat Ascendancy? No. How about the Cruel Outlaws? No. Is there another prerequisite for it? Did I miss something? Advanced point deflectors. Where'd that go? Point deflectors. Point deflectors. Point deflectors. Where'd you go? Where'd you go, little guy? I seem to have lost track of it. It's a shield-related thing. Yeah, it was shield-related. Up here by the shields. By the shield. Point deflectors. Okay, does it need something else? No. Well, that's unfortunate. I was thinking it would be something somebody would already have, but maybe not. Unless one of these other guys was willing to. No. Advanced point defense, advanced accurate point defense, and advanced point defense, but not advanced point deflectors. I really want to find this. Nobody's using them apparently, which is, that's something good, I suppose. No. I guess we're not going to get that. That's fine. Anyways, steel research for enhanced construction. Lovely. And I'm going to double down on stealing research for... I think we need enhanced construction. We're going to do monitoring stations as well. So let's look at why I'm doing that. So I want to get our enhanced construction to get our better spaceports, and this would be also medium construction ships. Large civilian ships would be great to boost the economy as well. And the monitoring stations, let's see about large. Yeah, let's put those on the list. So large civilian ships. I don't know that anybody's going to have that, but let's see. Large civilian ships. Oh, what else? Was there monitoring stations I just queued up and enhanced construction I just queued up? I don't need enhanced construction, but for free would be great. While they're doing the weapon stuff, I think that's okay. Large civilian ships. Let's see. Doubtful, but it might be a thing. Large civilian ships. It's not a thing there. I don't know who else might have that. No. The Umwat Ascendancy might. They're huge. They're terrifying, actually. Very terrifying. Nope. They don't. Dilla? Nope. I mean, we're ahead on that, obviously, which is nice. But I'm not sure that that's happy nice. Projectile batteries. Isn't that the one that we're working on? It's called projectile batteries, right? Yeah, it is. Okay, let's swap those up that way. Make sure research is focusing on one. Okay, advanced missiles. That'd be good. I mean, if we could boost the ones that we're right now working on, that's fine. So this guy's doing our other stuff. Okay, so research-wise, we've got the... we're going to do the enhanced construction up top here, if we don't finish it. Monitoring stations as well. Large civilian ships. Now these are things that are partially almost ready-ish. That's how that's put. Planetary defense units. This is for what? Aerospace Defense Brigade. Interesting. Better quantum engines, fine. Shields we're good on. Jump inhibitors would be interesting. Not. Fighters. I mean, better fighters and bombers, because we've already got them mostly finished. We could queue those up for sure. I really wanted the civilian, or the colonization stuff to happen, but we've got to get the economy functional, and that is a long investment. Probably not a bad investment. When fast mining won't matter if it's for like something that is low on the, is low on the demands, but it will make a big difference if it's like luxuries that we're short on, and we're really short on a lot of luxuries. No. So if I actually look at the mining, we go to resource shortages, and we go to luxuries. Everything's in the red. Not everything. Oh, those we have none of, so, they don't know they're missing it, so they don't get upset about it. Lucerne 0. Oh, that's not the Loris fruit. I thought that was the... For a second there, I thought that was the super one. It would be based on the dollar value if we had the super value one. The dollar value wouldn't be 8 or 9 or 7 or whatever. It would be like a lot. Like tentacles, that's Adulus tentacles. Those are only harvestable from specific flying creatures, so that's why that one's pricey. Probably the Gravelex crystals are also a little higher price. 0 of 1 source. You can't mine Gravelex crystals, so we do know there's lots of Gravelex around. So that's economically we're still a little hurting there. Now the economy is severely hampered. We got $250,000 here. That's good. 67,000 income, $250,000. So let's go with some redesigns. Let's look through our civilian bases. So we got the Halo Station V3. You're still using fission reactors. We have the new quantums somewhere. We have the quantum reactors. They're using fission still. Energy collectors are okay. Basic command center still on this thing. Small missile. Like, this is just old school. So let's upgrade that. What is it going to do? It's going to shuffle things around in an awkward way. Of course it is. Last available command center. Energy is 93 already. So we're going to need another energy collector on there. Quantum reactor. Do we need more than one? We will. Command cargo bay, weirdly enough, right there. That's an odd place to put that. You're down there. Not there. Crew is fine with 2. We need a damage control unit here. This isn't a fueling station, so don't care about the other components. We do need fuel for it, however. Crew systems, still plenty. 1 fuel. It needs a cargo. Single cargo bay. Okay, that's pretty good. Now, what else? Is there anything else that we need in here? Damage controls, no. Remote fueling's not an important issue here. Alright. 3 medium concussion missiles. I would prefer to have some point defense in this thing. So let's go with their blocking field point defense and the small ones. Those are 225s. So they're not perfect coverage, but the missiles are on the edges. What do we for size? 820. We could put big ones on there. Talos. Oh, you know what we need is the long-range sensor array. Yeah, look at that. That takes up a good chunk. That thing is 70 size. Okay. I love that the little, like, actual structures are on here. Can we get rid of these shapes? No, that's not it. What is it? Component indicator. Look. You can actually see the thing on there, and these dishes down here. So cool. There we go. But anyways, we want those visually there. These are the new the Talos shields and enhanced armor is probably a good choice here. Countermeasures and targeting system. I don't think we need anything other than that. We got a small fighter bay. I'd like the larger one, or the medium one. We got the docking bay. What else are we missing for this thing? Is that it? We could upgrade the missiles, couldn't we? Do we have large? We don't. Not until the next upgrade. Intimidator large surge blasters. 80 damage, 7.6 per second. And medium, those are a lot bigger. Those are a lot bigger. They do 30 damage to fighters and 15 to seeking. We're not really building much of those, so I'm going to leave them offline. We do have, they are a decent version. Do we do railguns in there instead? Medium railguns are a lot more DPS. Let's do that. No, let's not. Let's leave it at missiles because we want the range. So we'll leave the concussion missile mediums. We can put the big ones on when they're done. So there we go. That is the new and improved resort, or the Halo stations. The mining stations need an upgrade as well. These are the 1050 size ones, but let's see. Hold on. Let's look at this one. Yeah, it's got the fission reactors and small missiles. Yeah, for sure it needs an upgrade. Okay. Quantum reactors in the wrong spot. Energy collectors, so that's 69. We might be able to ditch one of those. As the remote fueling transfer. So we've run into a few spots where we've seen ships that just fill up when they approach. Now, I don't know if it's a certain type of thing that does that, or if they can only do that from the cargo. I think the remote fuel transfer needs to have Kazlan in the cargo, so if they have a fuel cell that's full and we go to try to get their fuel, we can't do that. But I think the remote fueling thing might have changed. It might be working. So this and this, let's put a point defense on this thing as well. On that edge and on that edge, it puts them in the appropriate line there. To tell us, and okay, we got a countermeasures on here, small bay. Medium missile in the middle here. This is a 360. Again, we got two small missiles. I think we might put in a medium railgun on this thing then. Give it a little more punch at the short range. It should have a command center here. Mining. Energy needs are now 71, so we could get away with one less of those. What are we short on? Only have one command center. Oh, what? Yeah, right. There we go. That's better on the demand. We got a command center, large. We got energy collectors. Let's drop it to 1. Quantum reactor here. Damage control unit, unless that takes the power over. That's 74 of 75 power. Fuel transfer. Now we have 100 and something points still to maneuver with. We could put another 4 cargo bays in there. Something else I feel like we should have in here, but I don't know what it would be. Maybe not. Maybe not. How's the large mine? No, this is fine. Okay, so cargo here and here. Does that affect our power? It does. 78. 76. Okay, we'll leave it as is then. This is a pretty darn good upgrade. Much, much more bang for the buck. Super powerful. Better shields, better armor, better defenses overall. It's got, damage control stuff, better energy use, fuel transfer, start. Yeah, this is a much, much better system. Okay, that's those two made. That's helpful. Next is state bases. Let's look at the Library of the Silence. You're one of the old crew as well. Okay, let's give him an upgrade. Oh, so many great upgrades. Let's see. Command Center. 2 research labs. Energy collector. We'll probably need 2 of those. We definitely will need 2 of those. Some of the old stuff was actually poorly designed and to the point where it was wasting a copious amount of fuel, which cost the private sector a lot. So we got to design these, all of the private and public sector, a lot. This one is a library, so we'll put the energy on. Can we do with 1? So far, so good. Maybe we can do with 1. What are we missing here? Fuel and cargo. Crew systems. Let's put a cargo bay there and a fuel cell there. Probably don't need any extras of those. Definitely don't need any extras of those. What are we over on? We're over by about 23-ish size. Now this, unfortunately, to do this, I would like these libraries to also have the long-range sensor. And we get away with that, somehow squeak that in. The missiles are, or the point defense is going to have the smaller ones here and here. Point defense, that's good. We have medium concussion missiles. We could save some size by going with the more powerful but shorter ranged railguns. Let's pop that off and go with a long range sensor there. Countermeasures tracking, docking bay, and a small. Okay. Reactor energy is too low now, huh? Do the railguns take more or less reactor energy? A little more. Okay. We could switch the shielding and armor scenario. We could do like half that amount because they're substantially upgraded but still breakable. That fits like that without needing the extra reactors. And energy collectors, we do need them both. Okay. I like it. A little less on the shield and armor than I was hoping to put on. If we were to change, can we put another? We can put another piece of armor on. We put one of the Talos here. We put an enhanced armor on. That still fits. Okay, so we're just one shield short of what I'd like to have, but that's worth the long range sensors, I think, for the overall. You know, knowing that there's a fleet coming to blow this thing up earlier would let us get a ship there to help keep it alive, more so than it would. More so than would an extra shield. But yeah, okay, there's the Library 5 up. Excellent. Now, Satellite 5 is our design for our punny design for our spaceport. But this one, we need the new version. And that's not finished yet. Okay, defensive base. What are you? Oh, this is the old DFB-1. That's the, oh, it automatically did it auto switch? Probably. Probably did. Monitoring stations. We'll manual those. That's not our design either. SSP-3 is not our design either. And neither is this. This was the DFB, the defensive base that was the, what is it, the 8th Fleet event one. And it's a beast. It's a real big beast. Remember that one? Ion shielding, tons of missiles and lasers and everything else. Jeepers. Corvidian shields, heavy armor. We're actually better than these shielding now. That's pretty cool to see. But it had a size of 1650. Anyways, so that's those done. Now let's look at the civilian ships. Do we have that are current? Passenger ship Spore Flinger V3. This is an old one, I think. Yeah, basic command center still, yeah. Okay, let's upgrade that guy. It's got some passengers. So this is just for hauling people around. See if we can get a third passenger compartment in there. That'd be lovely. What's our fuel range on that? 360. Might be a little low. Quantum engines are huge, but we're going to actually not have enough. Okay. Energy collector we do. That's too bad that the quantum engines don't house enough power. Do we need both photon? Yeah, probably. Eh? Well, these are... How much energy do these things take? Oh, 15 a second. Oh, maybe that's the problem. Okay. Well, they are bigger than we can handle by a good margin. So if we take one of those off, we're slightly undersized. We can give it a little longer legs again. Crew system's good. Energy is possibly over the edge. It is now. It's right at the hyperdrive limit. Let's put the crew system like that. One reactor. Energy collector's fine. Top speed's a little low. Do we put a blocking point defense on without wrecking anything? Hyperdrive would only be 473 instead of 480. I'm okay with that. Doesn't need hyperdrive and stuff while it's flying. Now the Proton Engine V3 is the latest version, but let's look at something for a second. We could get the quantum engines versus the Proton Engine V3. Now this thing is going to take max energy usage, cruise energy use 1, cruise energy use 1.6. So these take a lot less energy. I think we put quantum engines on these things. Quantum engines give them a speed of 48 and 50, so 48. These guys give them a speed of 51. That is not worth changing the fuel. 1.6 versus 1.0. Yeah, no, we totally go with the energy efficient ones. This is a civilian build after all. They care about how much energy they use. Now, we could be greedy and say, oh, use the most energy inefficient things you get because... oh, Accelerus. Yeah, that like that. Which is actually the... it's a faster engine. A more powerful engine. So it got a better cruise power, but it's as energy inefficient as the Proton, but it's faster. So is there ever really a point, for instance, the Proton V3 instead of the Accelerus? Oh, it takes crew. The Proton engines take no crew to operate. These ones have active crew requirements. So do these ones. Oh, interesting. But the Accelerus engines... so instead of the Proton engines, you look over here. There's the Versus. Okay, so they're faster, Accelerus, but slightly slower cruise. So better top end, but not as... okay, so they're just a runaway, faster type of military grade sort of a deal. So no, quantum engines, and we'll put 2 of those on there. For shizzle. That does require a little more crew. Sorry about that commentary. We could actually even add some more fuel into there to give them even longer legs. Right? Is there anything... Oh, we need a damage control unit in here if we can get away with it. Can we? That does drop a lot of power. So, now your fuel range is 522. If we remove one of those and add in a quantum engine, 522, 385. So I would rather they go a little slower with the Garrix hyperdrives running them at 480 max, so 437 with the damage control unit, or without the damage control unit at 473. We'll go without it. It's a passenger liner. It does have a DCU. It would be nice to have a DCU, but instead we're putting a blocking field generator on there and better shields and better armor and countermeasure. Yeah, this will be safe enough. So the Spore Flinger V4 is now online. Okay, so what do we do about ships? Now, if this is deceiving because the amount that we have is obviously wrong. I've looked at that before and messed that up. There we go. That's the actual ships. That's bad. We have no... the damage tooth, and I stole a bunch of my daughter and wife's popcorn yesterday. Karma is getting back at me for my sore teeth today. Anyways, small freighters. We have 47 small freighters, 39 of the passenger ships. We have 22 mining ships plus the other 6 from the other build type. And then we have 2 other freighters of a smaller type. So these are old. No, they're not. What are they? Why do we have these? What are these from? I have no idea. How do we get these? Oh, you know what? Independence joining us, probably. But those can be upgraded to... Those will be upgraded. Automatically retrofit to the new ones. Small freighters. Oh, this is the... Wait, this is the active build? What? Why is this the obsolete build? 348. A small... Really? This is your new build? Oh, okay. So this isn't from the old... Okay, this is... Oh, Accelerus engines? Really? That's what you're putting on there? Oh my gosh. Okay. That's not going to work. The Accelerus engines are faster, so they're choosing it for that reason. I'm going to take control of the freighters. Probably the mining ships, too. Where's our mining ships? The mining ship that's active. We look at our mining ships, please. Our active mining ship is this one. Yeah, Accelerus engines. Okay. New mining ship. This is the large mining ship with a 600 size. Alright, so what does this thing need to do to be a mining ship? I don't think I've ever designed these properly. or, you know, legitimately done the design on these. We need to make sure they have minimal, absolutely minimal cost to operate and minimal cost to build a mining ship. A remote fuel transfer would be pointless because it's not what we're doing with this. So we have one large mining engine. That's sufficient. They don't need any of these other things. Garrick's hyperdrive. Did I not put that on there? I didn't. Garrick's hyperdrive. Energy collector. Quantum reactor. Now, quantum reactor is fuel ratio to energy. That might not be the best choice. I like this. I love that we've got this option. Reactors and energy. So the fission V3 is there. Fission reactors are better on the fuel use. So how much fuel gives you 1,000 energy? So it's like your miles to gallon versus kilometers to versus kilometers. When the higher number is better, like miles to the gallon. It's better to get more miles to the gallon, so the bigger number is better, right? 100 miles to the gallon is better than 50 miles to the gallon. With the Canadian version and most of the rest of the world, it's kilometers per 100 kilometers, or it's 100 kilometers. How much fuel do you take to get 100 kilometers? So the numbers switch. So it's actually better to have a lower number. While this is a version of the miles to the gallon, so fuel to energy. The higher number means this is the kilometers to 100 kilometers. The higher number means it's less fuel efficient. So the quantum energy engine puts out 120 per second, but it converts fuel less efficiently than the fission reactor V2. So there is a better reactor. Now, if we were going to go, let's cancel that for a second. If we're going to tech those, the reactor engines are, that's all weapons, engines right there. Okay, so this is the fission reactor. Right now we're doing the V2. We could do a V3, which would be even better. This is 1865. This one is 1821, so slightly better for bigger power. They're only at 75 there. The fusion physics gives us 1444, which is half, a little more than half. It's about 60% of the fuel cost of the quantum reactor. So, I mean, we get paid for the fuel, but the long term, what we want is the economy having more money. The private sector being more efficient, sensibly, makes sense to me, because these reactors are going to be good for them. This, I think, is a dead end. Although we could get it quicker, I think we got to go with the fusion physics. Let's try this and bump this right up to the top and see what that happens to our economy if we start using more efficient things like that. Fusion physics. Can we aspire for fusion physics? I don't know. Fusion physics. What does it take to crash research that? Way more money? No, we have. Oh, I have to actually let it happen for a second first, right? Yeah, no, I can't crash research it. Oh, click to initiate crash research for 152. I was reading those backwards. We have a third of the money we need. Okay. Do we have a spy available that could... A spy available, if I could click properly. Let's zoom in a little bit so I stop having this troubles. Go here, go to Earth. Zoom in, please. There we go. It just doesn't run well on my system for this, so... Alright, we just put the spies out, didn't we? Right? Yeah, they're a year from today. Enhanced construction monitoring or projectile batteries. We will switch this guy and see if we can get the fission. No. Not... fusion, rather, physics. Fusion physics is not an option from them. Do you guys use fusion physics? Not yet. How about the Dilla Supremacy? Probably not their type of thing. How about the Teekins? That sounds like something they would do. But they're not there yet. Okay. Okay, maybe that's not a thing that'll happen. Okay. We're going to put you back onto getting what you were before. So we'll take the time to let that other generator reactors happen for a while. But that's going to make me delay. I don't like delays. No delays. Let's get you doing faster mining instead. Right? Yeah. Okay. So, fusion physics would be great. This is going to take 3.4 years, it says. Good gracious. Okay. Something that we will be able to get, but not yet. Okay, I'm gonna switch these to make sure we get that done first. That's unfortunate. I want the fusion bottle first. Okay. So, now, what do we do? We got medium... Oh, medium freighters, I don't think... Yeah, mission mining station. Upgrade. This is going to be a whole big upgradey day, guys. An upgradey day. I do want to take over this because... quantum engines on one, honestly, quantum engine on a mining station. No, maybe two, maybe three, we'll see. Definitely do need to do that because fission V2 or the quantum. So this, if we can have enough power running with just one of these, that would be worth doing because this guy's going to be more efficient. So if we can get away with only having that one, that would be good, right? Let's get the large mining unit on there, and the energy collector on there, and the fission reactor on there. I don't know if one's going to be enough. We got a medium missile on here. No, we don't. Blocking defenders units, whatever there, in both cases. Short-range sensor array. You're doing mining, so short-range sensor would be helpful because we'd see if there's other stuff in system that's going to be a trouble. And other than that, oh yeah, it has to have a hyperdrive, of course. Other than that, it's going to really not matter. There, do the switch up of these again. Energy collectors, fission reactor. We're not anywhere near high enough for a hyperdrive, so a quantum reactor will do it. Okay, if we were to switch, however, and we go to, say, something that's more than 120, but less than 150, 148, then we'd switch back to the quantum or the fission reactor, because the fuel to energy ratio is better. I don't mind that idea, but it seems, I don't know, it seems a little finicky to do it all that way, but we'll see. So latest on components, we need crew, fuel, and cargo. I think, honestly, one crew. Do we need a DCU? No. They can go repair... Well, that's so little. Fuel and cargo. Now that is oversized. That is not. How many fuel reactors to get a decent, or fuel cells to get a decent range? If we could have 2 fuel cells, we have 412 range. 413 if we take the DCU off. 3 quantum engines. Does our range get any better without one? Not really. I haven't done a lot of these designs, so I'm thinking the process is to imagine what this thing would, what would matter for this thing with from a private sector perspective. More cargo would be better. They're almost full, however. So this damage control unit, though, takes some precious space, right? Thinking about this, like a damage control unit takes 10 size. If we remove that and bump our crew down, cargo container down, we have enough for the fuel cells and another cargo. By one tile, we have one space to extra cargo. Now, that mining ship is now going to be able to go and mine and fill up the difference of, instead of 4,200, it would drop to 2,800 without this third one. So that to me seems like if I were the private sector owner of skipper of this ship, that would matter. What if we are also to say, I'm okay with going, let's say, 41 speed instead of 50 speed after I've warped in? Will that let me have more cargo? Because if it will, come on, cargo bay. Because if it will, I like this idea. It's now too big. By how much though? By 4 units. Can I switch a shield, for instance, then? How much do those cost? 20? Okay. If I were to switch a shield out for a piece of armor or remove the shield entirely, now I got one shield and I've got one armor, and I could add a little fuel cell in there, a little more fuel in there to get a little more range. I mean, this is the type I'm just trying to think like a merchant would think, right? So he's got 40 instead of the 50 range, or speed in local cruise speed. Good, but is okay. But his hyperdrive is a little less. Now he's now got 5,600 capacity and a range of 657 million range. So he's going to be able to really haul a long way and a lot of stuff on that trip. So I think this is a much better design. Now save that and make sure these are not auto refitting. So this is the new active mining ship. Now we will upgrade when we get upgrades for civilians from now on, and we're gonna have to do this medium freighter as well because they're using the wrong stuff. Yeah, they're using a whole lot of the wrong stuff. Just all together terrible designs, and I don't like that. So we're gonna have the fuel efficient engines. Let's start there. We're gonna have the quantum engines. 2 of them for the freighter. That's okay. He might get away with 1, but he is about moving stuff, so maybe 2 is the right amount. Command center, and then we need a warp drive. Warpy bubble. Garrick's hyperdrive. Then we need some energy. All of our energy, hopefully, from energy collectors when we're stationary. Now, freighters aren't very stationary often, but this will save them the money when they're waiting in a queue. It'll also save them money when they don't have a shipment to take. Then they're not hemorrhaging money through fuel. Reactors. So how much is this thing gonna need? I don't know. If it has proper weapons and everything, we'll get a better read. Short range sensor array sounds good. Talos shield, enhanced armor, point defense, a couple quantum engines, and then its systems. We are going to go with whatever crew cargo it can hold. Some number of that. It can hold 600 total capacity, so a damage control unit might be in the mix. Fuel cells will be in the mix somewhere. Power needs, static is 35. Hyperdrive's obviously going to need at least 1 reactor. How much is it going to use? Yeah, I don't think we'll get away with a single. I don't think we'll get away with a single version of the other reactor. Fission would need 2, right? Yeah. So we'll leave it with the quantum because that takes care of it all in one. Then we need the crew systems on there. Right there. 1 crew compartment. We're 100 short of full. That's actually a really good sign. So again, with the damage control units, I don't know that that's the right choice. If we had 3 of these and we had a couple of these, we're at 529. Our fuel range is 702. We have a little extra room. We have a little extra energy. So 702 fuel range. What could we do? I don't think a commerce center is going to... Well, maybe. Is the commerce center going to help the ship itself? No. That would make sense. That'd be silly if they did that. It might be the case, but it would be silly if they did it. Nothing else that's going to matter here. We have engines on board. I think they have only 2, right? Yeah, only 2 engines available in this thing. And that's fine. It's slower than other ships. It's a freighter for people. It's supposed to be lumbering. Now, it is a freighter that has a lot of cargo capacity, 8,400. We have the room. We could even put another one in. Correct? That's a crew system. Even have the crew. It's if you don't have something selected, I think it takes whatever the last thing you had or whatever was here or something like that. 9,800 cargo. I approve. This is a fantastic system. Yeah, this is good. All right, there's our new one, and it is the active version. There's our mining ship. Do we have the small passengers? We just upgraded the small freighter. Let's take this guy right here, and we'll upgrade you as well. So strip it down. Redesign. We're going to go with the other engines. The efficient engines. Good, and we'll go with a point defense. A blocking point defense, talus shield, no armor apparently on this small freighter. That's okay. Reasonable, I suppose. And then components. Put everything in here. Quantum, put in our warp drive. Our Garrick's hyperdrive. Energy collector, probably only one. Certainly only one. Quantum reactor, or we'll upgrade it to the other one. This is a small freighter, so it's basically the same set of instructions. Basically the same set of criteria. We need fuel, we need cargo. The other one was like 700 or 800 range. This guy's going to have a similar range, but maybe a little less space. Maybe. Doesn't have a 10,000 capacity, but it's got 5,600. That's pretty darn good. Now, are we overkill on the engines, the reactors? Probably not, because this fission V2 just isn't quite enough to cut it for those needy hyperdrives. But one of those is better than two of the others. So there we go. We have 394. So light hauler, light freighter. Light freighter V1. So we're now doing state commissioned ships, and they're getting boring now. Their names are getting boring. Medium freighter V1. Yep, super exciting names for those. The mining ship is here. Let's rename that to the excavator. Excavator. Never mind. D1. Sorry, parents. And then we had the active version of the small freighter. Did I rename that? Light freighter V1. Passengers, the Spore Slinger. This is the excavator V1, and then the medium freighter. Okay, good. The late designs of those four. Good. So that's substantial. I mean, we're just doing a build fest today, apparently. This needs to be upgraded. So we do need the Satellite 5. Then we do need the spaceport upgrades. Civilian ships for finance, civilian bases we've upgraded. Okay. I approve mostly of those. What is it? The reactors and engines. Okay. State ships. That's not going to matter the engines it's got. The construction ships probably do matter. Harbinger 6. What's the Harbinger 5 right now? Harbinger 5. You're using fission reactors and Corvidian shields. So you totally do. This entire episode's probably just going to be updates. We're 45 minutes here. Yeah, apparently. That's what we end up doing. Okay, quantum reactors and all the rest. Let's reset. Reset, guys. We're doing a ship design day today, everybody. Command Center. This is our construction Harbinger V6. Our engines are going to be the quantum engines. We want efficient engines. One for now. I don't care how long the constructors take to get there. Weapons are going to have a blocking point defense system. That's a 270, that's a 270. We'll put both of those on. Countermeasures or sensors? Construction ships, let's put same sort of logic as the other ones. We'll put in the short-range sensors on there, and a construction yard, good, and then the regular components, command centers in there. It's going to need its Garrick's hyperdrive, its energy collector, one is sufficient, a quantum engine, or we'll change that later. Damage control unit, because these are construction bots with a whole, or construction ships with a lot of stuff on them. The state doesn't mind the slight extra expense for that. Alright, then crew systems. Probably only need one. Definitely only need one. And then it's going to need to have... Now, constructor, does it ever need more than one cargo? I don't know how much, how much cargo does... If I build the state, the starbase, or if I go to build, I guess starbases are built from the planet. If I go to build a research facility or whatever, is it ever going to be more resources needed to carry than we can carry in total? I really wish this gave us a total resource numbers required. Cargo required to carry to build that thing would be a nice feature, a nice bit of information to have. But for now, we'll put one cargo bay up top there, and we'll see about the fuel cells. So, is there anything else we need on here? No. Damage control unit we have, so we're fine on that. Maybe another quantum engine if we've got the space to spare. It's a beautiful ship. I love the little open section there. It looks very realistic for a construction workspace sort of thing. I like it. Kind of like the bay in the old shuttle. The American space shuttle. It had basically all open bay that could just open right up to do work. Seems like a realistic-ish design. So we're at 439 size right now. So if we were to look at our range for constructing, 639 there, 845. We're not going to be able to get another reactor in unless we were to, or another engine in unless we were to change this. Let's see about another quantum engine. With the second, that's going to be slightly over. We'd have to drop that, and then we'd have 426 million range. That's the full range until it runs out of fuel. I'd rather have that gone and a couple more fuel cells on there, so it's got a round trip in around 400. Right, that makes more sense to me for a construction ship. A weapon, a combat ship can get away with a shorter range because it's going to have a fuel tanker coming along behind the fleet after the battle's done. Presuming if you win. If you don't, you're legging it home, slow boating it home, and oh well. But that's my logic to it. Now, energy is fine, 47. Reactors are good. Reactor speed is fine, and we're all good. We even have the better engines and better everything. Okay, major upgrades there. All right. Now the exploration, we have two active versions for some reason. This guy will upgrade this guy here because the photon engines can also be changed down to a quantum engine, which would be far more efficient, probably by a substantial margin. Now, we got all the engines on there. Quantum engines, you're good except for hyperdrives. We've got the energy collectors we need, damage control units on there, crew system on there, and a bunch of fuel. Really is all it needs. Blocking systems enhanced and iron sheath, so it's better at getting through stuff. That's something I may want to look at for the constructor. We have enhanced armor. I want ion armor on there. I want the ion sheath armor. Is that the one here? Latest component. Make sure I got the right one. Yeah, ion sheath armor. I'm going to switch that out because that'll help it handle storms and whatnot better. Much better. One quantum engine means it shuts down if one engine gets knocked out, but we can't afford to mess with the range unless we were to take the DCU off, which I don't really want to for this ship. Okay. Excellent. Now, things like destroyers and frigates, they should probably have the Accelerus engines. That would be a wise engine option, or wise use of those engines, I would imagine. Right? They get a better top end, don't they? They got a better max acceleration, so combat speeds are better for these ships when they're by a good margin. And the fuel efficiency is the same. They're just straight up better. Now they do take what else? They take a bit less steel, a little more polymer, some carbonate, and some Mebnar, but upgrade those. Now, I did upgrade you guys recently, didn't we? Yeah. And we can't afford a better armor situation at all. Crew is... We could do with less crew, but we have some, I guess, surplus crew for assault pods. Now, your sprint speed is 85 versus... with these, your sprint speed is 83. So it's not actually that better. Like, it's almost no better. Why is that? Are they heavier? Protons actually don't take any crew, which is a difference too. Energy's the same. Size is the same. Why is that the 1120 per engine doesn't do much more than that in the max thrust? This is 83 with 3 engines. This is only 85. Energy 6.6. 4.8. I forgot that the energy shows there. That's 77. This is 83 with 6.6. And this is 85 with 6.6. I mean, these are better except for they require some crew. But we have the crew to work with. Okay. We'll leave it with that change. I don't know that that's worth doing. But the Acceleros engines, just not that much better. Not worth it. Not worth it on that type of a ship, I would say. These guys have 3 engines on them. They're at 67. If I switch this to the Acceleros engines, we would alter our crew requirements a little, and we only gain 2. Then we have to rebuild the ships. It's just not worth it. Not worth it for the destroyers and stuff. Okay, that's fine. Fuel tankers, though, they can get an adjustment. I think they are very old school, yeah? Didn't I update them? I thought I updated the fleet tanker to the V4, but I guess not. Now, you need a remote, you need a small engine, you need quantum reactors, probably not 2. Energy collectors, 1 is fine. Remote fuel, we'll readjust things here. Energy, quantum, remote fuel, small mining engine, crew system. And we have lots of spare crew. This thing is going to have fuel tanker does not need to have a energy efficient or a high speed engine. Having 3 of them on there that are better efficiency is better. 2 of them because we can fit 2 of them. It doesn't really need a point defense system. Do we have room for it? We do not. We're 1 point from full. It has no sensors, which I'd like to put on it. But it doesn't really need sensors. It's a fleet tanker. It's just sitting there with the fleet. Or it's sitting at a station. Yeah, it can get away with this as is. So just the engine change. The reactors are better. Less waste there. Okay. And the Liberation calls, I'm going to deactivate that because we're not using it at all. The World Seed V2. That's the big one, which is fine. Okay, we spent the whole day doing upgrades and tech stuff, but I think that will be worth doing. I really think that'll be worth doing. We do have more mining opportunities to come, but I need, like, all these reds. This is why I want better mining. This is why I want this thing done right away. Fast mining is going to increase the output of all of our mines very rapidly. Did I send one of you guys to do fast mining? I did, which means I need to move this off the list, actually. Because that'll get done on its own. I bet you he'll finish that like tomorrow or tomorrow's episode when he arrives. So the fusion physics will give us the fusion reactor, which is a more efficient reactor that's more powerful than the other one. We can do some updates then. All right, and then we're also going to end up with the enhanced construction, which is the medium construction ship, and the smaller spaceport, the third size of the small spaceport. So the C, small spaceport C. And then the civilian ships, getting those online will be valuable as well. And the monitoring stations, and then this guy can go down here. And that's the order we're going to do it in. So, until tomorrow. Then I shuffled them again. No, all of this is vital. So, these two I really want because our weapons, I'm concerned we're going to get into combat sooner than I want to. And not on my terms. And if that's the case, I'd rather have our missiles that we currently have, a lot of, and our railguns that we currently have a lot of, upgraded. Don't want to push that down too long because as the battles start and after ships get shot at, is a little too late to upgrade their weapons. Although in flight towards the combat, these count because these are software upgrades. So we don't have to urgently rush them, but I want to be consistent with that. Enhanced construction is to get us the medium spaceports because I feel like our stations could be far more effective. And we'll get those going. Now, the other thing is actually that I totally forgot about is fighters. Are we supposed to have better fighters by now? I thought I could have the medium fighter bays at this point. No, this is orbital launcher. So somewhere in here, we got shipboarding, but somewhere in here we're going to get new... oh, we don't have another shipboarding? Oh, there's another upgrade for that. But anyways, this gives us our small fighter bay. There is a new one. Oh, this is medium fighter base right here. Medium starfighter bay, medium starfighter bay, and medium starfighter bay. So any of these techs will get it for us. So good. That would be nice immediately, actually. Bombers. We'll put the bombers and the interceptors up. Do we do interceptors or attack fighters? What's the difference? 221003, 222003, and these guys are full size 18, max size 80, 62 max size, 69 max. I think we want the attack fighters. I think we're going to switch everything to attack fighters. So let's do this. I'll put all three. They're not going to take long. So, I didn't even wait till tomorrow. The enhanced constructions being behind this so that our new spaceport can go online with those, and all of our mining stations and all the rest, all of our bases will get these upgrades because they'll get the medium spaceport. So that's fantastic. Okay. Yes. With the more efficient reactors. Okay, that's it for today though. A ton of nothing done. Oops, wrong button. A ton of nothing happened today. So I don't even know if I did even progress a day. Let's progress a day. Or 3. There we go. I feel like I've accomplished something. We're at 10 billion population, guys. Alright, not stopping. Not pausing. Why is it not pausing? My spacebar stopped working for it. What? Oh, there we go. Okay, it's working now. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me. Have yourselves a fantastic rest of the day, and I'll see you in game.